Hey everybody, and welcome to another Know Your Role, where we look at different role-playing games. In this one, it's also a flip-through, so we're going to flip through a rulebook of a role-playing game. The rulebook we're going to look at today is Paranoia XP. Now, the first time I played Paranoia was when it was the West End Games game. It was fantastic. Let me just say that when I first played Paranoia, I wasn't so sure what was going on. And the Dungeon Master, or the computer that I was working with, playing with, did the game so well that I was in such a state of confusion. The love for this game was really strong. So whenever I hear the word Paranoia, especially when it comes with RPG, I get very, very excited. So many years ago, I managed to acquire this book, and I wanted to see how different this new version of Paranoia was to the old version. Now, what we're going to do today is we are not going to compare. We're not going to compare the West End Games Paranoia to this version, simply because, well, for one thing, they're two different games, I feel. But the spirit of the game is pretty much the same. Now, before we start the flip through, there are three things I want to say about Paranoia. First, this is a great game for beginners. Especially, if you're having a drink-up session or, a chill-out session, this is a great game for it. Because, well, all you need to do is just roll up a very quick character and play it using the Zap rules. Now, we'll explain what that is a bit later, but it's great for a social game. Long before, there was werewolves of Miller's Hollow or the werewolf card game. This was one of those games that people would gravitate to, to have a good social time without folks actually knowing how to, stats and rolling dice and stuff like that. Now, number two, this is a great game to have when you're in between campaigns. So if, let's just say, you just completed a huge campaign, Dungeons & Dragons campaign, and you want to start something else, or you still want to roleplay, but you want to have a break between sessions, I highly recommend playing a game of Paranoia, simply because it's a great way to cleanse the palate before going in again and having another dungeon crawl or whatever not that you're playing. Use Paranoia as the intro game. Number three, Paranoia is just tons of fun. And I think this is one of those games where you actually pull out just to kill some time, right? So if you've got, family gatherings or your friends gather after a long time and you just want to hang out, and you got some time to hang out, pull up Paranoia. It's definitely the kind of game I would recommend pulling out, because not only can you play a game very quickly and very easily, but it's just nice. It's nice to have a social thing, when there's some goals involved. And, I think Paranoia covers them, all of them. Right, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the book per se. So this is a hardcover book, Paranoia XP, done by Mongoose Publishing. The cover of the book pretty much tells you everything you need to know. It's got one of the clones pretty much getting blasted. But what is it? What is it though? Let's just flip through. Now you start off with this bit of a document. It's the End Citizen License Agreement for Alpha Complex Usage. And this is great because it says here, and I'm going to read this very, very quickly. Important, read carefully. By reading, browsing, standing near, processing, not possessing, thinking about, or not agreeing with this agreement, you agree to the following terms covered by and not covered by this agreement. Now, even that one paragraph pretty much tells you everything you need to know about the tone that you want to go for when you're doing Paranoia. The player pretty much needs to be in a sense of not knowing what is right, what is wrong, what is supposed to be doing, what is not supposed to be, and this confusion is the part of the game which is strongest. I think this is where the game is strongest. Just reading this End Citizen License Agreement, would get you all ready, mentally, if you're playing as the computer, to run it in the tone you want to go for. Now here's the splash page with all the credits and stuff like that. And there you go. Now commencing Paranoia. Now here's the thing though. In the world of Paranoia, you start off as Clearance Red, The clearance below that is infrared. And this all will be explained a bit later. But what this part of the book does is it addresses the different parts of the game. So they'll talk to the player, talk to the game master or the computer. They'll talk to they'll pretty much tell you whatever you need to know to get yourself off the ground, because Paranoia is actually a totally different proposition altogether. And I like the fact that in this part, you got, if popular fantasy RPG work like Paranoia, and this gives you an idea of how to move from that, that dungeon crawl mindset, into the Paranoia world. And I also like this part where he goes, what you must forget. So you must forget like solidarity amongst characters and players. You must forget the quest for weapons and loot. Must forget to shape a complex personality. All this stuff is really nice because it sets you up to have 2, maybe 3, even 5 players sitting around a table, not knowing what is on the mind of the other person, because while you probably came from another game that wanted you to work together, this one wants you to kill each other. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the introduction. Here we have the player section, and again it's security clearance red. So if you're a clearance below, this is not open to you. But since you all start at red, this book is ready for you. As you can see, the whole book is red. So maybe that's it as well. They start off with a little bit of double read, or not look at everything the way it is, because over here you got the text, and over here is all the hidden messages inside the text, which I thought was a great start, long before you even start doing the rules and stuff like that. Anyways, the player section for clearance red, and here's where you start building your character, because at the end of the book you will have the character sheet, and you will slowly build a character using these different parts. So what you need to do is you all start off at red, of course. Then you need to select a service firm, and this is pretty much I don't want to say it's your class, but let's not complicate matters. It's just the service firm that you're from. And then now you are given 5 clones, which brings me to the other part of this game, which I really, really quite like. Now you have like 5 clones, sometimes 6 clones, depending on your the game master. When all those clones die, right, you lose. I guess the idea is to be the last one standing, and games of Paranoia can be extremely brutal. So you will see you dying or disintegrating, or melting when you enter like different zones that are not set for your color. So if your clearance is red, you enter a zone that's clearance, let's say blue or violet. Things happen to you. You might get killed, and this is why you have all these different clones. And each clone is basically another character sheet. So while some people actually have 6 versions of the character sheet, so the game master can actually pull each clone away and destroy it in front of your eyes. But most other players will actually put their little like a tick on X just to denote how many clones they've been used. And now in the character creation section, they tell you how Paranoia works. They talk about the different concepts, and actually reading the concepts of Paranoia helps you get into the game. I totally understand that that you've probably never heard of this game, and if you have, well, that's good on you. But if you haven't, this is probably so different than anything that you've ever heard or ever played. So it's nice to understand the concepts. Now there are 3 ways of playing Paranoia, right? So there's the classic. Yeah, it's classic. The classic Paranoia, or maybe the West End games Paranoia. It's more slapstick. It's comedy. It's fun. It's laughter, right? Think of it as like maybe a Tom and Jerry thing, happening. Where you're trying to get the better of your players. The second way of playing is the straight way, or they call it the dark way, which is basically when you get things very thematic, building a world where the players are in a paranoid state, not knowing who to trust. 1984 perhaps, Brazil, stuff like that. Where you are sort of trying to try not to die in this world by betraying your thoughts and your intentions. The third way to play is the zap They call it excessive frantic, but I like Zap because for all the reasons I mentioned to you earlier, Zap is my favorite because Zap pretty much means once you create your character, and we'll get to that part, you're done. You don't have to know much of the rules. You just play it, off the cuff, because in Zap, everything goes, and not knowing the rules is okay. The rules are just guides for when the game master is stuck. But yeah, Zap for me is the best mode. Of course, I tend to if I wanted to play the classic mode, I'll look for my West End Games Paranoia book, which I really can't find at the moment. Anyway, so you have creating your troubleshooter, and that's what they call the different characters in the game, your troubleshooter. And as you can see, you got your name, your gender, your skills, and you can see they have got this a troubleshooter creation checklist as you go down the list, and you start choosing your different skills, and different skills are, as you know, they're all set up here. If you were to read all of them, they've got some really interesting stuff for you to choose as skills. I mean, if you're used to playing the traditional Dungeons & Dragons, these skills are going to be skills are extremely important to you. But when you're playing Paranoia, the skills are there, and you can use them as you choose. But I don't know how much they'll help you, get through the game. To be honest, but you're welcome to choose your skills. So you got your action skills, your knowledge skills, and stuff like that. And then you got these little boxes where you got your character examples for you to choose from. And then remember earlier we talked about the service firm tables. Here is where you start rolling. Now, back when I was first starting to play role-playing games, back in the mid to late 80s, there was a game called Rollmaster where everything was random. You just rolled and rolled, and things just happened on the roll of a dice. And this one actually calls back to that. So one of the first rolls you'll be doing is you actually roll for your service group, right? So this is kind of great because you don't choose who you are. It's assigned to you. So you roll your D20. This is D20 game, by the way. And you get your service group. And once you get your service group, you roll another D20, and you get to see where you are in the different firms. And once that's done, you get to choose your mutant powers. Again, another roll of a D20. Actually, to be honest, if you're just bored and you got an hour to kill, perhaps you should just roll up a character just by rolling dice and see what you get. It's great. But the mutant power tables are broken into the classic, straight, and zap. So each of them have their own little flavor. Then you got to choose your secret society. Again, dice rolls for secret society. You got your secret skills. Skills you don't which are considered secret. They are divided to the more common or unhealthy kind of skills. And then moving along, you got the attributes. And up to this point, it's up to you really if you wanna hold on to most of these rules, because for me, if there's a new guy and I know the game, I would tell the group to trust me on it. The lesser time they learn how to play the game, the more fun it'll be, because the idea of the game is to create some degree of paranoia. But if you want to have more guidelines, here's where they tell you how much your cash flow or your salary and living expenses is, because your cash flow is there. They tell you about your clones. They talk about your duties, because at the end of the book, you'll be given a card. Usually write it on your character sheet, but some nicer GMs will actually print the card for you to show what your duties are in the group, which I thought was quite nice. So you got this situation where if you got a GM who's quite hardworking, you get all these little cards on your chest, which I think is great. Then you got these rules. The usual rule for paranoia. Rule 1, the GM is right. Rule 2, know nothing. Rule 3, be entertaining. Which is, well, yes. I think this is how. Stick to this rule, then and paranoia will be fun. I always say that this paranoia is a game you give the the dungeon master or the game master a chance for him to play, right? Because on a normal RPG game, right, you're playing and the game master is running the world for you. And the Paranoia, the game master has more fun playing it. Of course, the troubleshooters have fun as well. I always think that the game master has more fun playing Paranoia, to be honest. Which is why it's a great break. Moving on, like your treasons and your rewards and your behavioral charts, and you got your solo mission. And this is great because you get into learning how to play it, especially if you're a first time game master. You can go through this like any other game book. You can actually go in and go through moving from one section to another section. If you've never played a game book before, it's basically a solo adventure thing, where each paragraph leads you to another paragraph for you to get to the end. And then you got tips for traders, advice for players, and then you got like going forward, and then you got the game master section. And this section, it helps the game master run a session easier. I mean, if you got a game master who's great on the fly, he probably doesn't need this. But if you're new, you need some guidance. And as you can see, this part of the book tells you what a game master does, what a game master, how to referee and stuff like that. You got your suggestions of different Paranoia missions. You got your features, different styles, how to run the different styles of play. You have the introduction to the computer, it's kind of nice because they actually tell you the different personalities, everything from the Hell 9000, to the Mad Asylum Director kind of stuff, so that you know what tone you want to give your computer and what kind of voice you want it to have. Then you got your player conditioning devices, and this is where, like I said, this is where the game master actually has tons of fun. But I also think that while the game master is having tons of fun, usually the players have tons of fun as well. Then you got the basics, the attributes, task resolution, general, perversity modifiers. All of this are important, but you can not know them. But if you want to go deeper, you can. Then you got your combat part, and you got your perversity modifiers. You got your weapons, and this all, to be honest, it's all added on to make to thicken up the book. If you ask me, you can use whatever you want, but again, guidelines, right? Then you got your damage, your injuries, which is a whole section as well. Section on buying new clones in a straight game. Because when you're playing Zap, characters just come and just get ripped out. But if you're playing a straight game, when it's a bit more serious, losing a character is a big thing. And I think having this game in between your normal RPG games is a good idea because it gets the character used to your players used to their character dying. Not that it's a good thing or a bad thing, but getting somebody used to something like that, because it's a good thing. Players tend to get very attached to their characters, and letting things die sometimes, it helps the process of letting go a little bit. That's just my thoughts. Anyways, you got your rewards, your punishments, treason. All of this bits again, it's just added on to the game. And if you're playing things straight, some parts of this book will be very, very crucial for you, right? And that's the GM section. You don't need all of it. Like I said, it's all recommended. But have a read. Why not? Then you got they threw in the Paranoia source book. Now, Paranoia you can actually run anywhere you want. You can set it anywhere you like. I usually set it anywhere I like. Futuristically, of course. But over here, the writers of the book, have put in some fluff for you to read. The daily life of a troubleshooter, the economy, stuff like that. Specialties, skills, and this is where the skills are broken down. You can actually read to see how to use the different specialties, different skills. Your secret skills are here as well. And this is part of the book where, again, it adds on to the experience. Then we have the look at the service firms, and here is where, after you've rolled up your character, you find out more about the service firm that you belong to. They're all here, all the service firms, Armed Forces, CPU, HPD, and stuff like that. And if you want to have a team or a group that wants to play it straight, or wants to play it straight, this will help. Or if you want to do the more classic, version where it's still it grounded somewhat, but not as grounded as the dark version. This part of the source book is great, and I like the fact that the source book is inside the rule book. I think Mongoose Publishing did a great job here by adding this in, so you didn't have to buy a separate book altogether. And then you got your mutant powers. As you know, earlier we rolled for the mutant powers, and here are what they are. I do recommend just rolling for the mutant powers first, and then reading what they are. Moving along, you got the secret societies. Again, roll for those first, and then go find out which one you belong to. That's always great because for me at least, when you run a game of Paranoia, the idea is to have a whole lot of fun, and part of the fun is discovering what you are exactly. Then you got equipment, the equipment part of the book, and it's all this different equipment that they recommend for you to use, or that you can gives you ideas for things that you can actually make yourself. But when you're new, this is a great guide. You got vehicles, you got sample vehicles, and then you got your MBD determination test, which you can actually run if you want. And this is actually how you sort out your team, right? So these are what each person does in the group. So the group will have a team leader, loyalty officer, and each of them are explained here. Hygiene officer, and these are the cards I was saying earlier that you have on yourself or in front of you, just to denote what you should be doing in the group. The equipment guy, happiness officer, and then you got your medication part. To be honest, I never get this far to medication. Things just die very, very quickly because a game of Paranoia, when I play with a group in between sessions, takes about 4 hours, 5 hours before I completely obliterate everybody on the table. But if you ever get to a point where you're playing it straight, or your games are taking longer, there are different kinds of medications that they recommend. You got your sanity tests, you got your pervasive computing, and then here is this part of the book is the missions part. Again, all I recommend it, and here's just makes it easy for you to get into the game. I remember when I got my West End Games version of Paranoia. It took a while before we got a handle on the different missions. But over here, it's all here for you. All different missions you can have broken down, and then you got Mr. Bubbles, and this is one of the classic missions, and you can just rip and just run with it. The naming of the characters. There's a way to do it. It's your name, and I think it's your clearance, and then it's your service, and then the clone number. So it's your clone number 1. So this is the Mr. Bubbles mission, which is great. You didn't have to buy a separate module to play this game. You got the all the things you need to play. And then you got your charts, your charts at the end of the book, where everything's within reach very, very quickly. So when you're playing, all you got to do is look at the back of the book and not it's common, it's standard practice these days, to look to the back of the book for all the charts, and here they are. Here's the character sheet and what it looks like, and then the index. And that's pretty much the end of the book. As I said earlier, this is a great game to play in between, and I honestly recommend playing the Zap when you start off, which pretty much means just reading, the earlier part of the book. If you're playing with a more experienced GM, he doesn't even have to go through the GM section. He only goes in there for extra flavor, to be honest. But if you intend to play it straight or a dark version, then yeah, go through the book. It's got a lot of tips. It's got a lot of different ideas, and you should consider all of these as ideas, because if you can run a game and keep all your players in complete paranoia for those few hours, right? I think you've succeeded. It would be your measure of success. And of course, they're paranoid and they had a great time at the end of it. And then yep, you've done your job as the game master. And as the player, if you're playing and you feel like, I don't know what to do next because I don't want to get zapped, then the GM is doing a great job, and you're in the game. You're pretty much in the game. Paranoia XP. Yep. So that's another role playing book. I've got lots of these, and I'm in a mood to go through them one by one lately. If you like flip throughs of role playing books, old or new, let me know and I'll see what I can dig up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, there are no miniatures here, but still, don't forget to enjoy painting those figures.